Hey guys, Andy here. Now, about a year or so back, you may remember I did kind of an intro video to PUBG, or PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. It was a game that I played quite a lot. I put sort of 100 or so hours in, which actually I say quite a lot, that's next to nothing compared to what some people put in, which is literally thousands and thousands, because it is a very addictive game. It's a battle royale game. Some of you may know Fortnite, which is the same, also a battle royale game. But just very recently, in the last couple of weeks, EA have released Apex Legends, which is a free-to-play battle royale game, which is what we're watching here today. As with most of them, you have sort of an island that, in this case, 60 of you are sort of thrown down into, and it's a last man standing type situation. So as with most of them, you start off flying overhead, you choose your location, and then you go. Quite often there's an initial rush to find a gun of some kind, because there's a good chance there's somebody in the next building that might have a gun on them, and you can get eliminated very quickly if you don't find a weapon. So luckily I find a shotgun, so I feel a bit more comfortable about heading out into the rest of the world. It's actually quite a good idea if you find a gun early on to go and look. If you know someone else came down in your area, go and look for them and kind of hope in some ways that they don't have a gun, or that your gun is better than them, because there's not much time to loot up and collect things. The first kind of, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, well I suppose it goes on quite a long time, but the first 3 or 4 minutes is just mainly about looting. You do have a limited backpack or inventory size, so you can see me throwing away some things. The game is very, I would say it's very user friendly. It gives you a lot of help where others don't. So if you're carrying something that you can't use, it has a big red sort of circle and line up in the corner saying this is not something you can use. Whereas in other games, as far as well, PUBG definitely didn't give you that kind of help. You have to work out which ammo you needed yourself. So I've managed to take out this one chappie. He's only knocked at this point. Now I've eliminated him. So it's a team game. There's 3 people in a team. If you knock somebody, or if you're knocked, one of your teammates can come along and revive you. It takes a good few seconds to bring you up, or them up, but you can then get back in the game with all your gear still. In PUBG, I know your bleed out rate got higher and higher the more you got knocked, as in you would, when you're knocked, you do start bleeding out. You don't have an infinite amount of time to be revived. It's like 90 seconds or so. Now I don't know if you get repeatedly knocked, if that gets shorter actually, I'm not sure. If, like I did, you get finished off though, and you're just left with a death box, your team can still save you. They can come along and grab your banner and go to a specially designated regen location, and basically you get dropped back into the game. You will have nothing on you though, so it's quite a disadvantage. You have to start looting all over again. Now, depending what's going on in the game and where you are and all that kind of thing, you might be able to go and find some death boxes, or there might just be loads of it laying around, and actually it's not such a massive disadvantage. You'll see some particularly bad aiming by me with the shotgun. This is at a point where I'd lowered the sensitivity, because everyone says lower sensitivity is better for you, or easier, and I just wasn't getting the hang of it, so I kept missing quite a lot of shots. When you shoot the last person in a squad, they go down straight away, as will anyone that's bleeding out, because no one can now save them, so therefore they're dead. And that's what's happening that occasion. You can then go through and take things from their death box. Now again, if you can't use something, you'll see that red circle with a cross through, so generally you'll kind of ignore that because of the limited space that you have. Also, things are colour coded, so grey things are just fairly standard, like you see the knockdown shield there. That is when you've been knocked, you can at least hold a shield up to try and save yourself for a little while. If something is blue, then it's kind of a level 2 item, which means it's slightly better. If something is purple, then it's level 3. You do occasionally come across gold items, which are kind of their level 4, and they have extra special skills, some of them. So there's a level 4 knockdown shield, which actually lets you self-revive, as in you can revive yourself. There's a level 4 backpack, which makes healing and shield regen quicker, which is just invaluable. There are level 4 scopes, which kind of highlight the enemy when you're looking through them. But everything just seems to kind of try and assist the player, really. You can, probably the best thing is the ping system. I don't know that I've used it yet in this game. We might have to find some footage where I do. But if you look at something and mouse click, it will tell everyone else in your squad what it is you're looking at, and where it is, I suppose, really, because I'll mark it on the map. So if I see some armour that I think someone might want, I look at it, and for me I press the middle mouse button, it goes, level 2 body armour here, and it'll appear on everybody's map. If you're the person that wants that level 2 body armour, you look at it and you ping that and you say, I need that, or dibs, or something like that, and it will stay on your map. If you don't ping it, it will just vanish after a short time. I want to just rewind a little bit to the actual matchmaking and the sort of getting into the game. Here I am in the lobby on my own in this instance, but either side of me there's little sort of pluses in diamonds. You can click that and invite people from your friends list. Origin isn't something that I use much, so my friends list was, I don't know, either very outdated or almost empty. But you very quickly sort of pick up friends and add them in. Then we move on to the selecting a legend phase of things. The 3 players in your team will be sort of randomly ordered. In this instance I was first, so I get to choose my character first, and then second and third choose. You can't be the same character, and the person that is third is going to be the jump master, which is the one that decides where you're jumping out of the plane. All the different legends obviously have different skills and traits, which I'm not going to go through now. There are a lot of them, and there's various videos on them. But it's about finding which play style suits you, or which sort of strategy for that character suits your play style. Also, as you start the game, you'll see the champion squad. So this means that guy in the middle there, from everyone that's in this game, he had the best game or best last game. It doesn't give you any more information than that. It's not necessarily the same squad because he may be solo queuing, but it's just saying that this guy, maybe he won in the last game. I know I've been a champion twice, and it was both times after I'd won a game. One of them particularly after I'd really been carried by my teammates. So I hadn't done a huge amount, but I was still the champion in the next game, I guess because I'd won a game and maybe no one else in the game did. Jumping out of the ship, for me, it's about being decisive and getting down first. So I do get a little bit annoyed when I'm in with teammates that go, oh, let's go here, let's go there, and when they finally decide, actually the ship's past the optimum jump point, which means by the time we land, other people are already there. And as I've discussed earlier on, those first few seconds of looting and getting a gun can be crucial. You might even be in the same room as somebody else. If you're down 3 seconds later than them, that's quite a big deal, because if there's a gun in that room, they're going to have grabbed it already, and you could be dead almost straight away. In fact, we're going to see in this instance, I'm the one that gets into the room first, so I see a gun, I'm straight over to it. It happens to be a gun I hate. It's a single fire bullet, quite a hard hitting gun, but it is single fire, so when I miss, like I often do, like that, you have to wait quite a while. It only has 5 bullets in the clip. I've got a good few hits on him, but his buddies arrived. I knocked, I think, actually maybe I didn't. No, because they both come up. And he actually did his finisher on me, which kills me outright. You can get some perks sometimes by doing that. And I'm left waiting for somebody to hopefully come and grab my banner. So I want to just take a quick look at kind of the inventory and a little bit of the HUD, I suppose. We'll start with my character down in the corner here. Let's move him in slightly. So there's me, I'm playing Caustic. This is my health bar. Out of 100 I've perhaps got, I don't know, 95, 96. I'm not too worried about the little bit missing there. This is my armour, so I've got level 2 armour, as we can see here. It's the blue armour, body armour, which gives me 25 for each of these segments. So I've got 75 armour, plus my, whatever, 97 health or something. If I had the white armour, like my colleague above, white armour, 2 notches, that's 50. If I was lucky enough to find the purple armour, I'd have a whole extra 100 sort of hit points using my armour. Now the helmet, I've got level 1 helmet, that is going to reduce my head damage, I think it was by 25%. So if someone shoots you in the body, let's say they're going to cause you 20 damage, so I would lose 20 health, or in this case I suppose 20 shield. If they shot you in the head with the same gun, you lose 40, so whoop. But if I've got this on, you've got to take 25% off, so it's kind of 30. If I had blue or purple, it's even higher damage reduction, and I can't remember the actual percentages to be honest, but that's what it is. So the helmet doesn't actually add in any way, it doesn't add any hit points, it just reduces the headshot damage that you receive. So I have briefly mentioned my teammate. I can see what armor, knockdown and backpack he's got just there, so that's quite handy. If I'm looting and I seem to see something that I know he needs, that's when I would ping it. So if we come back to the actual inventory and the guns, let's start with the guns. So we can see the two guns I've got at the top here. The Hemlock, I quite like the Hemlock, is a 3-shot burst gun. We've got a barrel attachment, we've got a clip attachment, we've got a scope, and we've got a stock attachment. Well, I say we have, I've only got the stock and the barrel, and they're both level 1. Whereas if you look at the Scout, which is the sniper rifle, I've got the level 2 barrel attachment and the level 2 clip. The clip means it will hold more ammo, and I think it reloads slightly quicker as well, which is pretty invaluable. I don't have a scope of any kind though, which means the Scout is kind of useless to me at this point. What I can do when I'm playing the game and I bring up the inventory, if I middle click or whatever button or key you've assigned to ping, on the scope it says I'm looking for sniper optics. So it tells your whole team that you need sniper optics. I think that's just such a fantastic system. Or if I was to click, well, I think to be honest anywhere around here, so this is the ammo, and if I click here it says looking for light ammo. In this particular instance I've got 10 light bullets in the Scout, but in my backpack I've got another 153 just here. Whereas my Hemlock, which takes heavy ammo, this green one, I've got the 16 in the clip, I've got none in my backpack though, which obviously is not good. So this is where I would be middle clicking on the Hemlock saying needed heavy ammo. That works on any of the things down here. If I middle clicked on the body armor, well, I've got it, but if I didn't have that it would say need body armor. If I want to drop things from the inventory, literally it's right click or left click. Left click will put them out one at a time, because you can see the stacks. Well, it says 2 there, but you can see I've got 2 stacked, and you can stack up to 6. If I right click, I think it throws all of them. If I left click, it throws them one by one. So if you need to give one to your colleague, you can just throw one onto the ground. Now as for these sort of things, again, so the med pack is like a level 2 heal. That will give you all of your health back, but it'll take maybe 8 seconds to do. These are syringes which give you 25 health back, but they only take 5 seconds, I think. Same with the sort of batteries. One will just go up, this is the one in fact, we'll just do segment by segment, and it takes only 5 seconds. You'll get a bigger, taller one which will fill your whole battery back up to top, but it will take kind of 8 seconds or whatever. You do get one called a Phoenix kit, which revives armor and health, which obviously is really quite valuable. So let's have a look every now and then kind of what you win. You get Apex packs as you level up, and you get 3 items of loot each time. It tells you if it's sort of common, rare or whatever, and you can just equip them as you go. The crafting materials are quite handy because they allow you to build other skins. Some of them are just skins in themselves. We're going to take a quick look at kind of the legends, the armory in the store. So this is where you can see a bit more information and skins and banners. So we start off with the grey ones down the bottom. They're kind of, well, they're quite cheap. I can lock them for just 30 crafting material. Going up to whatever these yellow ones are, or gold I suppose, sorry, level 4 I guess. Legendary, 1,200. Yep, and I need quite a bit more. I mean, they are quite cool, some of them. Look at that, that is cool. I do actually quite like that. And then banners, which is what show up when you start a game. And again, the more expensive ones, 1,200. Now I've been playing for about, I don't know, 30 to 40 hours, and I've only got 550. So you're going to have to play a long time to unlock, well, I guess unless you get them in loot boxes. Same sort of thing goes on with the poses. And a level 3 is going to cost you 400, isn't too bad. I guess you're hoping to get them out of loot boxes. And the badges, which are the things that come down here, you can have different, and they're normally just signifying respawn both teammates, and they're saying, oh look, so I could put that in badge 3 if I wanted. Trackers, the bits down here, it's kind of confused me you didn't get this sort of thing. Look, 2 winning kills would cost it, that's quite nice. Did it tell me how many games I've played? 80, sorry, 80 games, 2 winning kills, 2 wins. 10 times the top 3, so there's all these different things, and again you can unlock them for not much to put them into your slots. You don't need to, just something you can do if you want.
I don't relish the title, I relish the kill.
Here's the little things that your character can say. They all do have quite distinct personalities as well, which is quite fun.
At the bottom of the food chain.
And these are things you will say to an enemy when you've killed them, so there's quite funny.
You won't find it.
And then finishers, which is what you do to people, well, as you saw to me just a short while ago. The problem with the finisher is obviously you're quite exposed while you're doing it. You can't move. Again, they're quite expensive. You can't move while you're doing the finisher. So I have seen people, get killed themselves when they're trying to finish someone else, and then somebody else gets revived. The armory, if you wanted to look at the guns, so the Peacekeeper is a bit of a favourite. Again, if you wanted to unlock, because that's quite cool, isn't it? So these are just how your Peacekeeper will look. They're all pretty cool. But again, I mean, you'd be going a lifetime to unlock all these cool things. And I guess what they're after really is that you go to the store and you buy a bunch of Apex coins. So the packs, which are those things that you saw me opening, you can get 10 of them for 1,000 of the gold coin. And I can buy 1,000 of the gold coin for £8. So it's kind of 80p per Apex pack. Unless you buy more. And I think this is what they're banking on. And I won't lie, I bought 1,000 coins so that I could unlock Mirage, one of the characters. Because you don't get all of the characters initially. So Mirage and Caustic are unlocked until you unlock them. You can unlock them with 12,000 of the legendary tokens, the red one, which is how I unlocked Caustic. But I did buy the tokens, buy the gold coins, the Apex coins, because I think it was 750 to unlock Mirage. So, if I'm honest, I don't understand what this bit is. I think maybe they're just limited time offers, but again, you have to spend the actual Apex coins to buy them, which I'm in no hurry to do. I mean, these ones you can buy with, so I could buy that right now. I don't particularly want to, but that is an option. Oh, Legends unlocked more. Now, this is what's going to interest me, because there are just the 8 at the moment, obviously. So I wonder. And will it be like Overwatch that they get them released reasonably prompt? We'll have to wait and see, I suppose. So there you go. I think I've covered pretty much everything. It's been a longer video than I was expecting it to, but this really is a very good game. I think one of the fun things is it came out of nowhere, so it wasn't really hyped. It wasn't really sort of being marketed. It just got released, and everyone went, "Oh, look at this! This is amazing." When you compare it to PUBG and how many problems they had with PUBG over the sort of... I mean, I know it was early release for a good year or so, but even then when it was released it was just so buggy and there were so many issues. It was great fun, but there was a lot of problems with it. And this just seems incredibly polished. Now, I guess the only thing that it's perhaps missing... Well, not the only thing, but some of the things it's missing... online stats would be great, so I and ratings and maybe matchmaking. I'm not sure the matchmaking happens in any real way because I don't think there's any player ratings, well, not that we see anyway. And then replays of some kind. I was quite impressed that PUBG had the replay system, that you could basically replay any match that you'd played from kind of any point of view, from as a free view. Really very clever. And it would be amazing if they could implement that as well, because there are times where I'd love to have seen where other teams have appeared from, when you get involved in a firefight and just everyone turns up basically, because it is quite a small map. Now that makes me realise I didn't talk about the mechanics of the game yet, and I've not got any great footage of it, but the map gets shrunken really as you're playing. So it will put a circle on the map saying, right, you've got to get into this circle, you've got 2 minutes to get there, and then the circle starts closing in on you. Once you're in that circle, it'll say, right, the next circle is, and it'll put another circle inside that circle, gradually getting smaller and smaller. So as the players die and the numbers dwindle, you're all getting focused into one particular area. And it is quite a small map in the first place, so the action is generally pretty intense through a game. Even if you win, you're looking at a 15-minute, 20-minute game, whereas with PUBG you could have been playing kind of 30 or 40 minutes. So the pace is a lot quicker in Apex Legends. So there we go. I think I've covered everything. It is a really fun game to play. It is free to play on the PC, the PS4, the Xbox, so why not just give it a go? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, but for now, my name's Andy, and I'll catch you all again soon. Well done, and thank you for making it to the end of the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, you might want to click the little fellow that should hopefully appear about here to subscribe. You may also want to check out some of my other videos, which are going to appear somewhere there. Also, come and have a look at my website, androidandy.uk. There is also a forum. Come and say hello on the forum if you've got any questions about things or request me to review things or anything else. Just come and have a chat on the forum.